Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's Awaken Your Inner Power with the Spiritual Events Directory. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here yet again. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'm very grateful that you've come along to watch yet another show on the Awakening Your Inner Power. So thank you so much. And I would love to see what questions people have got going on. What challenges they've got on, but I do ask that you please write some detail about what it is. Because I don't do readings as such, I read what you've given me and I read into how we can move through that with the challenges. And, very appreciative that you do come on and ask those questions just so that we can literally work through any challenges that you have. So please feel free to ask some questions, but again, make sure that we have enough information to be able to provide you with your solution today. And, again, this is, would love to know where you are tuning in from. We have, I think, some thunderstorms going on outside at the moment, or some thunder rolling around the skyline in Brisbane. And so who knows what's going to happen today. So once again, welcome to the show. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear from you. And whatever you need some help with, let's ask those questions and really look at how we can resolve these for you today, or help you certainly get on the right path. So welcome everyone. I have had a massive week this week, and yesterday I talked all day. So I'm just having a sip of my tea because I really am extremely dry in the throat today. So bear with me. Margaret, welcome to the show. Benora Point, what a beautiful spot that is as well. Lovely, lovely place. And what is the weather doing down there today? How has it been? Hopefully, we've had a great mix here in Brisbane, so I'm sure that you probably haven't been a lot different to us. But ask away, give me some information, and let's get this show rolling along for everyone. And also, I think that, with a big week that I've had, identifying some goals and some targets that I want to reach by the end of this month, which isn't that far off, which I've had in place for the whole of this year. So it is a target that I've been aiming for. And it just seems like sometimes things just fall into place when you let go of everything and start honoring your true frequency and your true vibration. And when you do that and you stand in your truth and you know who you are, and when you are taking that stand to search for what your desired outcomes are, then everything really does open up. So it's a great feeling. Margaret, gorgeous today. Yes, wonderful. It's been a beautiful morning, actually, very sunny, and it's just now come over a little bit overcast, so very strange. Carly, hello, welcome to the show. Struggling with my specialty of your gifts. Any tips? Absolutely. You hate meditation. Okay, that's what everyone tells me to do. Yes, they would be telling you to do that because it is a great way to shift that. However, there are some other strategies you can put in place to do that. First of all, if you could just tell me what your gift is around what you're getting blocks on, I would love to know, because that will help me just pursue that a little bit deeper for you. But it's a really great question, and thank you so much for sharing that, because I come across people who are struggling with the exact same thing on a daily basis. And For me, when I talk to these clients and I find out a little bit more about them, what I do find out is that a lot of it is to do with old stories, perhaps even generational lineage that comes in to this life through your birth, that you've brought that with you and it's not yours to own. So it's about identifying where that has come from, where it's derived from, and how we move through that. So very quickly, still learning and figuring out what my gifts are. Okay, all right. So if you, and we all have a gift. So this is a really even better question, really. So knowing what you love to do and you are passionate about, that you think about every day, is a great way and place to start. Knowing that this is something that you really enjoy, and you might be doing it every day and don't realize it, or you might be doing it every day and not generating an income from it. But a lot of this, and looking at your first statement that you made, the doubts and the blocks come back to your self-worth. It comes back to your true identity. It comes back to how you believe in yourself. And it comes back to honoring and trusting the process to allow it to flow through. So you might have some closed areas in your chakras that are not allowing you to feel free and open to receive what you want to do. I do read cards, but I'm not confident and don't feel like I'm seeing the full picture. Often you don't need to. Carly, I'm not sure. Hopefully I've got it right. And often, you don't, this is the thing, you don't need to see the whole picture, because all will be revealed when you start to do that more and you start to feel more confident doing it. And again, it's about opening your heart without judgment about what you're providing other people and how you can move through that. So it's really important that you're not asking for validation, that you're trusting your own inner power that you hold within, and know that this is something that you truly want to do. As you do it more and more, you will get better and you will get deeper. You will go deeper with the readings. And I think absolutely that practicing can help you to open up to that. And I think also that sometimes if the person you're doing a reading for is closed off and not quite open, then you're only going to be able to provide them with what they are opening you to, if that makes sense. So it's a reciprocation as well. Yes, you have to be open to reveal the information, and it's really important that you protect yourself before you do that and cleanse yourself after a reading, so that you're not taking on other spirits with you when you go into a new reading. So I'm sure that you will know about that. But it's also about being able to, as you do more, your confidence will come. It's really important to know that when you do, as you get better at doing this stuff, then, it absolutely will allow you to increase your confidence and the way that you perform, because it's really about a performance. Sometimes when I see a card, I don't see the answer, and I'm like, oh no, what now? Yeah, and this is sometimes with a card, if it's not, I guess, take yourself out of it, because if it's not resonating with you, then, if you're, sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry, I have a massive headache today, so I am trying to stay on track. if you pull out a card and you feel like it doesn't resonate with you on what you're providing the person, then it could interfere with the way that you project the information. So remember, maybe step up and look down as an observer to read the card, and you might find that opens up a little bit more. Plus, also, you might find that that people will give you some information if you say what the card is. Sometimes you may need to put it aside until it, and I don't do card reading, but I have seen enough of it in my time to know that not all cards need to be read. So you can call the card and put it down, and there might be something that relates to that later in the reading that will allow you to bring that up again. So if that makes sense, Carly, I think that that can really help you to understand not every card needs to be read. I've had my cards read in the past, and I know that sometimes a card just goes down. It doesn't have, so that is probably, now that I think back on it with your question, that could simply be that it has no meaning for me at this moment, or it's something that doesn't need to be said yet, that maybe they don't want to hear yet. So, open yourself up to allow you to have the confidence to know what you're doing, because I'm absolutely sure that you do. Shaza, hello, hi, how are you? Is there a way you can learn to read pictures, read without cards, or do mediumship? Look, I think that will open up as part of, and I did mean to say this earlier, that will open up as part of your spiritual journey. With me, I have found that a long way into my spiritual journey was when I first started to be able to see images of the answers when I asked clients a question, that it would, and tapping into my intuition to know that when I'm, even on this show, if something's going on with, with me, if I just say what it is, it means something to somebody that's watching. You don't have to know who it is. So, I often get a tickle around the nose, which I don't have today. Or, there was one day it was like butterfly kisses, and, it turned out that somebody was after a message from her daughter, and she absolutely loved butterflies. So you don't always have to know what the message is. And sometimes it's just, okay, I feel like I've got a fluttering around my eye and somebody just stepped in to tell me. So you don't always have to know the answer, and be very okay with that, because it's not always what needs to be said. It's the balance in which you provide the rest of the information. Okay. And yeah, as I said, that will start to open up, I believe, as you go on with that journey. So, I tend to get a lot more messages as time goes on. And maybe that's why I've got this sudden headache half an hour before the show started. Maybe that's relating to somebody in the show, but it feels really tight across here, and it's like a migraine. So I don't know if that's relative to anybody who's listening, but certainly, open up your energy and look at how you can reveal that information. I'm pretty sure that, there will be some sort of mentoring around that as well. So if you wanted to do that, but I think trust who you are, and, allow the process to take place. So, hi, Margaret, again. I hear ringing in my ears, and I wish I could hear what they're screaming at me about. Oh, I have tinnitus. That could be what you're getting. It's definitely, I have tinnitus, and some days are worse than others. And so absolutely, that could be what you're picking up from me. So, that's okay. That's cool. Other than that, it could be somebody else's energy in the show that's coming through that has this ringing in their ears as well. But I definitely have tinnitus, so you could be picking that up. Can I send you Reiki for your headache? Oh, that's so lovely. My husband does Reiki too, but I didn't have time to actually have it done before I came on. But that would be lovely. I would be most grateful. Thank you. Send me some, please. Shazza. Funny. Yes. Okay. Sent. Perfect. Thank you. I have a heavy head. That's interesting. That's really interesting because it was so heavy. And I don't know, I can't remember. Were you on the show last week, Shazza? I can't remember. But isn't that funny? Because I was not necessarily expecting you to be here today. And I know you come in a lot, but it's interesting, isn't it? So, and I can also put mine down to the tightness has lifted, actually. I can also see you. Okay. Carly, you can incorporate your Reiki and your card reading into a business that you do. So offering the Reiki as a healing, and then, have your cards there. Get people to pick a card at the end of the healing, and then start incorporating as you get more confident with the reading. You can do that. This could be something that is meaningful to the person at the end of a healing. I've actually had that done before with different work, not the Reiki so much, but with different work. And they've asked me to choose a card, and it's come up with something that's been meaningful from the healing. So that is a really great way to incorporate until you start doing it. And you can have a little sign up saying, card readings available. And people can ask you about that. You don't have to put a price or anything on that. You can offer that as a separate service as you do it. So great way to do it. And I wish I knew you did that at the beginning. It would have made it easier, because if you do Reiki, you would be very intuitive about picking up their messages, and that should automatically flow over to your readings in a sense, because it's all chakra work, and you should be able to open up and acknowledge those cards. And as I said, some of them don't need to be read. So, that is absolutely okay. Okay, perfect. Yes, me too, Shazza. I feel really great. Yes, in my page, I offer cards, pendulums, and Reiki. Okay, awesome. So you've got everything going for you. With your pendulum, you could ask them before they have the treatment. Do you use that as crystal healing? Good question for me to ask you. But also, if you use the pendulum, you could use it as, let me think, what am I trying to say? You could use it as asking them a question prior to the Reiki treatment, and then getting another with the card and asking them a question, and do the pendulum also prior with the card at the end. Sorry, I don't mean to sound confused. I think this is starting to lift, but yeah, thank you. So I have mine as well, my pendulum, but yeah, there's lots of different ways you can incorporate all three to manage bringing that out in the open more. And the more you do it, maybe it's because when people come to you for a Reiki healing, they're not expecting this extra. So always add value, and that takes nothing to offer them that. So that's fantastic. Sent Reiki, Donna, I hope you feel better. Yeah, it's definitely starting to lift. Can you tag me if you have a page, please? I think that you guys should talk about that. Yeah. I don't practice any of my stuff in person, so it's harder to get the in-person feeling. Okay. Carly, another great statement that you've made here. Is this on Facebook or is it a website? Because if it's on Facebook and they're connecting with you on Facebook, you can tap into their energy through their Facebook page. You really need to silence everything so that you can pick that up. So do that, 15 minutes before you are due to do the reading. There is absolutely no, so it's distance healing, which means that you wouldn't be able to offer those 2 extra pendulum and card at the beginning and end of a treatment, if I've got that right. So I think that you should definitely find a way where maybe you could do your healing through FaceTime. So you call them on FaceTime, you ask them the question at the beginning, you close the call off, you do the healing, you call them back on FaceTime, and you can pull the card for them once you've had a chat to them about the healing. So it will probably take all of an extra 10 minutes to do that. So, a minute beforehand and, a couple of minutes after to talk about it as well. That might be the best way that you can do it. So I know people who've done distance healing, but they FaceTime and then they close the call and then they come back and ring back at the end of the healing. So that is a great way to do it. I would experiment with that and see what experiences come through for that. And that might open up the way that you can actually build that rapport with them as well. Okay. Twin souls, yeah. I use crystals, pendulum, sound therapy with Reiki. Yeah, awesome. Beautiful. What a great combination. Leanne Still, hello, how are you? Ren, welcome. Just turned it on. Perfect timing. Yeah, I hope that helps. If you need anything, you let me know, Carly, please. I do all my gift work on Facebook, but I am looking to open a shop one day. Yeah, of course, and that's definitely when you increase your income. So, yeah, that is perfect. And it sounds like you're really on track. You just have to believe in yourself to be able to do this more. So this is great. This is great. All right. So who else has a question? Yeah, I'm great. Thanks, Leanne. Well, Carly's just done a little bit of Reiki on me because I've had a really huge headache this morning, half an hour before the show. So connecting with some of the energies on the show prior to the show that I didn't know were going to be here. So, maybe I didn't protect myself enough this morning when I got up and started my day. That's okay. I'm all good. It's definitely starting to lift, and I do feel a lot better. That nausea feeling is gone, which is thank goodness. So I'm having my peppermint tea to continue my journey today. So who else might have a question for us? Let's look at, okay, Shaza, if you don't mind me pulling you out on this one, because you said you've had a heavy head for 3 days. Talk to me about that. What happened 3 days ago just before you started getting the heavy head? I'd be really interested to know. Yeah, much better, Leanne. Because Shaza, I'm not sure, did you end up completing the challenge that you registered for? You can go in and do it anytime. There is no problem with that. You're in that group. You can actually do it anytime. But I would love to see you really do that, because that would help. But I'd love to know what happened 3 days ago within the hour of you getting this heavy head, because that definitely will be connected. Also, Is there a decision that you're struggling with or that you struggled with a couple of weeks ago? This can be very relevant in the way that it's come through with the struggle to make that decision. So I would love to know. I would love to know. And, if you prefer not to say, just type that in. That's perfectly okay, Shaz. So, there's no problem. I'm just asking because it came up during the course of what we were doing. So please feel free to say that you're not comfortable to do that, and I'm okay with that. So, very bad stress with your son. Okay. All right, let's have a look at that, because stress with your son, we tend to take on the emotions from our children. Totally, I get that. It's really important that we don't own it, because when you own it, it causes the dis-ease. So it's really important to bring some distance between you and them, in this case him, when you're going to have a conversation with him about what's going on, because you don't have to own that energy. It's not yours to own. It's his energy. It's his stress. Yes, you can be empathetic, but you don't have to own the stress. And so I think it's really important that you can look at this with an open mind, so that when you are going to talk to him, if you feel like there is going to be some sort of issue in the conversation, just do a little bit of, a very quiet 5-minute meditation to yourself. You don't need any meditation around it, and remember, send love and blessings to him to open up the chain of reaction in the love and blessings that you're sending out. What you send out comes back. How do you want your relationship with him to be? Write that out and do this very quickly in a meditative style, where you just talk through that. If you're physically writing up how you want your relationship to be with him, then I think it's really important that you quietly take that moment and, I'm about to have a conversation with my son. I'm so happy and grateful that we have this beautiful, peaceful relationship, and that the conversation flows easily and effortlessly, and that, he is open to any suggestions that I'm providing him, and that he is calm and peaceful about the information provided in receiving that. And, all of these things. So it's all about calm and peace and, loving and, having a laugh and a bit of a joke. And if you continue to do that, you watch how that relationship changes. I can guarantee that it will change the more you do it. Yes, and absolutely. And I think you did tell me that once before and I had forgotten. But still, it can work even when they've got mental health issues. It's very challenging, and it's a hump in the road that you have to get over. But there is absolutely no reason why you don't look at him with the normality of somebody else that you would have a conversation with. But if you're sending that love, that blessings, and you're creating this peaceful and calm relationship, he doesn't have to know what you're doing. But I guarantee, and I know, I've had to do this with people who have mental health issues that are close to me. I've had to do it too, where I am providing them with this loving, internal, unconditional love. And yes, there's still going to be moments. You're not going to have a perfect day every time, but it will definitely help. I guarantee that this will help you move through, but you have to do the work. Really important. And you don't have to own the stress. That's not your energy to own. So yes, it's in your heart and you can show some empathy, but you don't have to own it. So I know that it's challenging. I know that, if you're looking for an outcome with your conversations, you have to be clear about that before you have them. So hopefully that's helped, Shazza. I know that, people say, oh, that's impossible, with their challenges and the way that they, live their life and, all the other things that go with it. But I know I've seen it happen. You just have to open up to unconditional love and do those things. Create the calm, peaceful, set the intention before you have these conversations. Set the intention of what the outcome is that you want. It really does work. Sometimes it can take longer than other times, but it really does work. So just, please reach out if you need anything. If you need me to have a chat, let me know. I'm happy to do that. And I would really love to see you work through that challenge that you registered for, because I know that that can help you have a bit of a deeper understanding on how to do this. And then if you can write in that group if you need me to, if you need to reach out. So please do that. Okay. Who else has some questions? We have 30 minutes left, and I would love to be able to answer some questions. I know that, we often come up against roadblocks and little road bumps that we have to get through. And if we're not focused on what we want, then we are going to come up against these. They are going to send us off course. But like anything, when you go off course, you have a navigation facility within you that can bring you back on course. But often we're letting our old patterns and behaviors interfere and keep us off track. And then we blame, so many other things for the reason that we haven't achieved what we want to achieve. And really, the only person that can be responsible for your results is us, ourselves. We're the only ones that can truly work through that and do that. So, this is when you have a really great understanding on a deeper level of who you are, you really do start to bring out a better frequency and vibration that you are putting out. And that's exactly what you get back in return. So if anybody has any questions, please come on and ask away. I would love to know what is going on and how I can help you, how I can better serve you. We still have about 26 minutes, so please write this up. And life is funny. We often get interruptions in our life. We often get to a standstill, and things are halted, and it's a really great time to reflect. Really great time to reflect on why we've come to a standstill, why we have not been able to get the flow going. And there will always be a reason. You do send him, Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. Love and blessings is always going to do that. It's, I'd be really interested to have a one-on-one chat with you, because I think that there's more to this. I feel like there's more to this. And I don't want you to open that up on this forum, because I think that it's very personal. And, I would love to be able to help you further. And I just believe there's a bit more to this than what we're able to talk about on this platform. So, Shazza, book a call with me, and see how you go, because it's really beneficial. I know I'm tied up this afternoon, but I would love to set a time even for tomorrow, if that works for you. So I just keep getting this feeling that there's a lot more to this. And that would be great. That would be great. We can work through this a little bit easier, especially when it's like not waiting. There's no delay. There's no delay, and we can just talk backwards and forwards. So yeah, it, when we do come up against a sudden halt in our lives, and we get these interruptions and we don't know which direction to take, it's a really great time, like I was saying, to reflect on where we're supposed to go, where we are headed, and how to further move through that, because we've really got a lot more to what's going on than what we will believe. And these interruptions really do come through on such a deep level, that we've got to unravel these layers to get through to the true answers. And it really does make a big difference. Shazza, yeah, yes, and my situation with the person I was talking about is the same. So I do understand. I can understand. They're older than 36, and it is a real challenge for them. I do know that, but I'd like to chat more with you. So I will put that link in for a call. So please feel free to book that. I am available tomorrow. I've got one appointment, I think, at maybe, just let me check. Might be 10:30. Might be 11. Actually, it might be 11:30 tomorrow. So I would be able to do it tomorrow for sure. That didn't. I'm pretty sure I haven't put it in my diary. What a shame. I'm pretty sure it's. Maybe I put it in this one. No, I can't just see it off the top of my head. So yeah, no, definitely book a call tomorrow. That would be great. As soon as I finish this, I will put in my diary, my appointments, so that you can just book it through my page after that. That would be great. It'd be really great to connect with you as well. So, you've been around for a while. You've been following me for a while. I'd love to be able to really have that connection with you, on a bit of a deeper level. So that would be fantastic. All right, 20 minutes to go. And who's got some further questions? Who has something that they would like to ask? Who has something that they can share? what's going on that you would like some help with. And let's move through this next 20 minutes. So it's Diana, hello. Welcome to the show, lovely. It's good to see you here. We've had a couple of really great questions this morning, so it would be fantastic to go back through and look at those, particularly if there's any relevance for what you do. If you've got some questions on that. So definitely ask some questions, Diana, and, I'm happy to answer that. Yes, I'm good, thank you. Very good, thank you. So it's really great that you've stopped by today. So we've got 19 minutes to go. And I would love to answer a couple of really final questions on what is going on that you need some help with, so that we can really start to structure some strategies for you to start moving through that. Can't believe how dry my throat is. I was talking all day yesterday. I did a masterclass, and then I had appointments all the rest of the day. And I got off the last call at 6 o'clock last night, and I was like, oh, my throat. So it was a very interesting day, a very productive day, and my throat is still so sore. So it's funny how I had to do most of the talking. I like my clients to talk the most. So how are we all standing at the moment? And look, February is nearly gone. Valentine's Day has been and gone. Next Thursday is my wedding anniversary. So we've got a full day on Thursday. And, Friday I'll be back here to share with you all. Mostly confused on something that's been happening to me the last 3 weeks. Someone keeps dropping water on me like it's visible, but it's only me. So this is the sensation that you're getting, Diana? Yeah, I do. I do the honey and lemon. I think it's more that it's tired, and, but definitely I've got lemon and ginger tea. So it's lots of things to do to get that soothed. Is that like a sensation of the water, or is it? Okay. That's interesting. I'm actually really interested to know what that means. So you said on your head, right? Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's so it's there's physical water dropping. And does it happen in the same place all the time? But the spirit doing it but when I can see her, she's holding a baby. On your foot. But yesterday was your hand. Okay. This is really interesting. I know that we often get the sensation that water's dropping on us when we're walking along, and it doesn't need to be anything specifically, but when you're actually getting this. So do you have any children, Diana? Are you looking to have children? Ah, okay. This is really interesting. It's like, okay, so what I'm just getting is, and I have no idea how this fits in, but it's time to hold a baby. I'm not trying to interpret it any other way than what it comes to me. So whether it's your baby or whether it's children's baby, yes, you have two, and yes, I've been. So there's something in that water that's dropping on you. I would find out more about how water helps PCOS. So that's really interesting. It's like it's your time to hold another baby, which is really, really strange. Just let everything go. So I'm feeling like you just need to let it go, open up, and receive it. It's obviously close because it's right there. And what are things that you can do for PCOS? Not it's not always what it seems to be. So look at the best food options around PCOS. What's going to help liven up that part of your body in order to be able to receive the eggs and the cells to come through to open up to the pregnancy. That's what I'm getting. I don't know anything about PCOS, and I'm not saying don't go to your doctor, but I am saying look at some alternate ways in which you can do this. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. But that's what I was like, the baby, the water drops, it's like your turn to hold a baby. So I don't know you. It's just so everybody knows, I don't know Diana. I don't know her history. This is the first that I've heard about it. So when I say things, this is a true indication that that's just what I get, and I just say it. So, just knowing that is really important, that when I get a strong message, I just have to reveal it. So hopefully, yeah. You know what? Write up some affirmations around that. The date that you want to fall pregnant by, the month that you want the baby born in, what sex you want it to be. I would write that. I would start being really specific with that. This has got when you have a really strong power, and you obviously do because you're picking this up. Be really specific exactly what you want this child to be, how you want their temperament to be, how you want them to physically be, how you want their mind to be. Don't try and predict what you want them to be in their adult life, because things change. Provide them with, this provide them with, oh, I've got this itchy nose again. Provide them with the information so that they can then take that on and decide which way they want to go. It's just a matter. It's just a matter have food changed with it. Okay. So yeah, I would strongly look at eating foods that are non-processed, that are interfered with, so as natural as possible, and see how you go. See how you go with that. So yeah, instead of praying, write the affirmation and be absolutely sure. Put the date in. I'm so happy and grateful now that it is, and I just found out I am 6 weeks pregnant. Woohoo! How exciting. It's definitely will, and thank you for your insight. I very much appreciate it. And I very much appreciate the fact that you've opened up that question. So thank you so much. It is, it's a really great thing. So thank you. And that must be Kate that has said, see me soon. So I'm going to message you, Kate, when I finish my show. So how are we going? We have 9 minutes left. So if anybody has one final question, please feel free. To ask away. As I continue to hydrate myself. And, I really love that there is so much going on in everybody's world at the moment, that we all have an opportunity to really take the information and learn from it, and really be able to design our life to a certain extent when we do write up these affirmations, Diana, for example. You can create exactly what you want from doing that. And I have done it so much lately that it's just unbelievable. I was coming home the other day, and I was on a train, and I got to the train station, and there was this massive python. Like, I reckon it was this long, and it was doubled. So it was huge. And it was so funny because the night before, when I went to bed, snakes came into my head. I was like, okay, whatever. And then the next day there was a snake. So it's interesting what you can manifest when you think about it. So I have to be really careful what I think about. Really, really careful. Hi, Eve. Hello, welcome. Oh, bad colds. Yeah. There's been a lot of that going around, Eve. It's really, I think the best thing you can do is, really give yourself the best self-love. Treat yourself with some beautiful natural remedies, natural oils, and, some lemon and ginger, and, even lemon, ginger, and honey all together really does help you just to not only settle your stomach, because you get a bit yucky when you've got a cold, really bad colds, and just rest. Sometimes you just have to rest. So do I just write them in a book, or do I have to put them under them? No, you can just write them. So there's two ways you can do this. You can write them up and every morning, and then I write 2 pages of affirmations every morning, and at night what I've started doing is writing my goals 100. One goal I write up 100 times a night, And, that's because I really want this goal to take place. So I'm not suggesting you write it up 100 times a night, but I am suggesting that with your affirmations in the morning, and then in the evening, maybe just write one page. What I would then suggest is very safely either burn it in the kitchen sink or shred it, because then you're just letting it go. Burning it is the symbolic identifying point of letting it go so that you can receive it back. So it's up to you how you want to do it. It's a really great way to bring that in, though. Yes, you don't want that snake. No, you're right. I do not want that snake in my bed. Thank goodness it was in a different place. Yeah, resting. Yeah, best thing to do. Sometimes you just got to take the time. So really great. You're welcome, Diana. You're very welcome. We've got 4 minutes left. I do apologize that I haven't been right on top of things today. And thank you so much to Carly, who sent me that healing. I'm very grateful to you for that. I'm most grateful to everyone who asked some questions. And, because I know this is a great forum for you all to be able to do that. But I find that people are putting some really personal stuff in when they're asking these questions. And that really does demonstrate that there is trust here, and that I absolutely will give you the best information that I can once you do that. And, the more I know, the more I can relate to it. And I don't want you to expose, really deep information, certainly if you're not comfortable with it. So the fact that most people do open up is really, really beautiful. I was going to put up my link for the revival call, particularly for Shaza. So you can book in here, and that will absolutely 100% be able to register for that free call. If you want more help or assistance on that, please feel free to book that call. I'm more than happy to help you out. I am tied up this afternoon, but I would be really open to talking to you tomorrow after. I've got one appointment tomorrow, and I do have some bookings in the morning for some other things. So anytime from lunchtime on tomorrow would be amazing. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for being so beautiful. And, I just love coming on and talking to you all. I feel really grateful to have this opportunity to be able to serve each and every one of you as best I can. And look forward to continuing the journey next week, and look forward to being able to share whatever opportunities come our way. Let's open our hearts and our minds to receive all positive opportunities that come our way. Carly, I would love to talk to you more on what you do and how you do it, so that we can step up and really know there's some other options that might be open for you to be able to create the best outcomes in your business. I also would really like to take this moment to thank all that support me and that continue to show up here each and every week. Because without you, I don't have the opportunity to share this information. So let's open our hearts, open our minds, unconditionally love all that we are and all that we come in contact with And until next week, have the most extraordinary week. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.